Welcome to another episode of Thoughts on Education. So on Thoughts on Education, today we have with us Mrs. Rajnit Kohli, the principal of IHMCTAN. Mrs. Rajnit Kohli has done his MSc in HMCCTT from Punjab Technical University in 2010. So we welcome you, ma'am. Thanks a lot for joining with us.
I would like to introduce myself a little more and would like to let you know that I am actually a hotel management graduate from the IHM Goa, which is back in 1989, and after which I pursued, of course, a master's at a later stage in life. When I decided to become an academician, when I did my academics somewhere in 2006. Before that, I was working in the industry for 17 years. I worked in CITCO, which is Chandigarh Industrial Tourism Corporation. And for 17 years, I was in the food and beverage service, which is a department of the hotel, and was looking after a lot of operational jobs from banqueting to service restaurants. And I was in the core hospitality field. I never thought I'd become an academician, but I decided to become an academician at that turning juncture when you say at the age of 40, let's do something else. And that's when I got this opportunity, and I joined Chitkara University as their HOD, a head of department in the food and beverage service, from where I rose to becoming a dean academics and an associate director. When the opportunity opened for me to come in as a principal of IHM Bhatinda, I had applied because this is, of course, a reputed institute joined up with National Council of Hotel Management and Catering Technology in New Delhi. And all over India, there are around 70 colleges that are associated with the National Council. And we are a state government institute here in Bhatinda. And we've been open since 2009. That was the first year when we got our first batch. Now, I, of course, joined them in 2017, which has been 3 years now with me. And I have passed out, recently had the privilege of having one batch pass out due to this COVID. But yes, it has been a journey for me, experiencing life as a principal, which is much different, has much more responsibility. So I think that's a little more brief about myself. If Rupinder wants to ask me some more other questions, then we will go ahead from there.
Yeah, thanks a lot, ma'am. And as ma'am, you have held key positions at education institutes throughout your professional career. So what are the key factors that keep you connected with the education sector?
As I said earlier, when I was introducing myself, I got into the education sector much later in my life. I never thought I'd become a teacher. I joined when I was 40, so it's only been 14 years in this education sector, but still I have learned a lot along the way. The big factor that keeps me connected to this education sector is interacting with the youth. The youth of today are the ones that keep us motivated, and the reason why we want to focus on education and why we need the education sector especially is because we need to guide our youth. And this guiding light is what I feel is the key to my education sector and being connected to the sector. My students are my jewels, I would say.
Yeah. So ma'am, as being the principal of IHM Bhatinda, what is your philosophy of leadership and how would you describe your leadership style?
Oh, okay. Leadership style. I am a person who is approachable, and I believe that being approachable is half the battle won. Because if I have somebody in the aura of saying I'm the principal and you can't approach me just because I'm the principal, no. My door says, my door is open. Anybody can come in with any request and be able to express what they really are going through. So I'm here to help them, guide them, and take them along their path so that they do not, as students, have any problems. I don't think any of my students, the fear factor of the principal talking to you is a different question. I don't want that. I want them to be able to be with me along the way. I want to take them along with me, and I want them to feel that I will always welcome their ideas. So my style is more open, more not conservative at all. And I believe because our industry is such that we have to let the student, not have any inhibitions, because ultimately when he is going into the industry, he is going to be somebody who's being able to speak, not be shy of anybody, not be, having any kind of problems in able to communicate with anybody. The key factor, communication. So if I keep my communication channels open, then things are easier for me and better for me. I am very liberal. So that's another quality I have. And I'm always ready to listen.
Great, ma'am. And ma'am, as the principal of IHM Bathinda, how do you strategize about the key programs and plans for the marketing and administration of your college?
Well, as you know, we have 3 programs here. We run 3 programs. One is a degree program, one is a diploma, which is a 1.5-year program. And we have things under the capacity building program, which are given to us from the Ministry of Tourism, which are free programs again, where there is no cost involved. And we reach out to the local villages and nearby students who cannot afford to study. We teach them. So in the past, 2 years, we've taken out at least 10 different batches of HSRT and EP students who are now skill sets are developed, wherein some of them have even set up their little units or enterprises and are self-sufficient today to be able to work. So that is one side of our curriculum. The other side of our curriculum is our 3-year degree program, which we get admissions through joint entrance exams in hotel management. So for that one, we have to start from, say, in the 11th standard, we go to schools, right? Take a little bit of mentoring with them, try and educate them about what the hotel industry is about, what are the job prospects about the hotel industry. So that is the first step. We advertise through, of course, advertisements and pamphlets and various kind of radio shows that I've done a few in the past. And of course, mouth to mouth is the biggest. If you do well, your word of mouth will spread. And that's how we expect a lot of students to come in. But there is a challenge here in this Malwa belt where I am. We are in this region of Punjab where I don't know whether you're aware of it, but most of the students here, which is the very saddest part of the whole thing, is that they want to go abroad.
Yeah, that's it.
They are not ready to study here. And them not wanting to study here is a problem, right? They want to go and do their degrees in Canada. They just want to study a program called IELTS, which they think is an education, which is not an education, it's just an English language. And most of them have, because they've already, their brothers or their sisters or maybe somebody from their family is already abroad. So my biggest challenge in this region has been to convince students that a hotel management degree, because a hotel management degree is a professional degree, one, right? When you do hotel management, you are well versed, skilled wise, and also tomorrow you don't need to join a hotel. Today, I'm not going to disregard, there are other education sectors who may be giving BBA, BCA, and different other streams. But the learning that hotel management provides is so much more than any BA or any other course. And in the end of the day, the student has become a professional. One, I always say this, hotel management graduates study or discipline themselves as close as to the army. Why? One, I would say when they come in, they have to learn how to groom themselves, be disciplined in wearing their uniforms, and understand how important it is to be able to make yourself presentable. So all these things in this course by itself is a very important part of this course. And if one takes on this, 3 years later, the child is more confident, is more educated towards the world, I would say, and the world where it comes to food, where it comes to beverages, whether it comes to living interiors, like we talk about housekeeping, we are doing interiors and interior decoration, and we are teaching laundry, and we are teaching how to lay out a carpet or the fabric. It is endless. We are even making them do accounts, which is a management subject. Then we make them do, in third year, we make them do management. So it's a very versatile course. I think one of the few courses, I would say, which professionally grooms a student.
Yeah. So the next thing is coming to the education system. As you know, the education system in India and the foreign countries are structured very differently. So in your experience, what can an inbound student gaining from studying here in your college?
Okay. What can an inbound student gain from studying here in your college?
Yeah.
See, it's not my college alone. I would say that. Because as I said, we have 70 institutes, and I would speak for all. The education system abroad, as I'm saying, it is a little different. But our child, an Indian child who is educated in India, is more hardworking. One, compared to a student who was like, if you take an American or a Canadian or whichever student, you will notice that till the 10th standard, they have two graduations. They graduate in middle school and they graduate in high school, and then they have a third graduation because their system works much different. They believe that their student is not going to go do higher studies. For them, if they've done 12th standard equivalency abroad, they are enough. They're good enough.
Yeah.
Our Indian student is much better in that manner. He has a scope. That's why, see, I don't think any university abroad really refuses admissions to Indians because they know that they stand a better caliber. Their study levels are much higher. The way of teaching is different. In the US or the European system, I would say, they are more practical-based learning. They have more project-based learning. They have presentation-based learning. The difference lies here. In India, when we are teaching the student in the younger classes especially, we do not give them project-based learning. So when they come into the colleges and they have to do project-based learning, it becomes very difficult for them. But whereas a child who studied abroad already, and he's like an American or a European or whatever, after primary school, I would say, the middle school, they already do project-based learning. They already do learning according to their choice of stream that they want to work in. Their specializations towards their goals are already defined. हमारा जो इंडियन बच्चा है, उसको ग्रेजुएशन तक नहीं पता होता उसने करना क्या है. वो डिसाइड नहीं कर पाता है. ग्रेजुएशन करने के बाद भी वो ये सोचता है मैंने ये कर लिया, मेरे को आगे क्या करना है. वो गोल नहीं सेट किया होता उसने. हाँ, nothing, everybody is like that. But majority के लिए बात करें, majority student has not done it.
Yeah. See. So, the next thing is any insights into how your college could be more welcoming to the student of different races or economic backgrounds?
We are already open to all economic backgrounds, all races, because all Institute of Hotel Managements across the board. I mean, I'm in Bhatinda today. My maximum student does not come from Punjab. My maximum student is coming from Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, Jammu and Kashmir. Of course, nobody comes from the south because it's far too down.
Yeah.
But I still get students from Mumbai. I have like 4 students from Mumbai in Gujarat.
Okay.
Or I have like 5-10 students coming from various parts of India. But what majorly, of course, in and around, because the distance is always a thing here. People send their student के traveling distance जितने कम में कम हो उतने में ही लोग भेजते हैं घर से दूर पर. Of course, hostel facility available है, and we have like I'm entitled for a batch of 120 every year from the council. So they come through counseling, they come through a joint entrance exam. So 120 students, of course, we don't get all 120 every year. We get around 100 because SC/ST candidates, the exemptions and everything. So 100, and then we have diploma students, which are around 30-40 every year. So in a batch, I mean, at the maximum level, I've got around 300 to 350 students per campus. And I have a 7-acre campus here. So with 2 hostels, one for the girls, one for the boys, and the main academic block. Of course, there are enough open fields for their cricket and their volleyball and football. Of course, there's more development to be required because we are a little nascent in that. And being a government institute, we have to control on our budget. We're a self-financed institute. We get no funds. So all that, you have to balance it out.
Next thing is, what do you think your roles and responsibilities to the college and the students are?
My roles and responsibilities to the college and the students are to ensure that year after year, we grow, we get better students, better ranking students, and along the way, my students which have passed out from here reach better heights in the industry, and tomorrow they bring back accolades to me as alumni.
Yeah. Yes.
Because the alumni is what counts at the end of the day. Tomorrow, if I've got a person who's become a general manager of a hotel from Bhatinda College, I'll be very proud to know him.
Yeah. So the next thing is, what do you think the college's top priority in the next 10 years, coming 10 years?
Coming 10 years, again, of course, to expand and to bring in more infrastructure, to upgrade our infrastructure, come up to the higher levels of technology required, because today now, because of this new online, we require so much more in technology and technology-based work. In addition, I hope that tomorrow we can be able to expand into developing a hotel around here with, which will give my students online jobs, because that's what most hotel management colleges have, a little hotel or a little bigger hotel attached to them. I mean, of course, we have one hotel attached in our vicinity, but we are not yet associated with them. But hopefully that's what my future plans are, that I can get my students to interact in the industry more than what they already do. Because Bhatinda is a very small town. It doesn't have 5-star hotels. It does not have the chain hotels, which is required. If I was in Delhi, I had the advantage of, say, 100 hotels are all around. Bhatinda is very small comparatively. So yes, there are disadvantages. So those disadvantages I want to overcome. So my child who's studying here gets more exposure.
Yeah.
So hopefully, yes, it will take time, but yeah, we will reach there.
Yeah, great one. And the next thing is, What do you think some of the biggest challenges, both for higher education in general and for IHM Bhatinda specifically?
What are the bigger challenges in education, you're asking?
Yeah, ma'am.
Or only higher education?
In a higher education.
Biggest challenge, as I said, is to get the right kind of student to join.
Yeah.
And to be able to accept that he should do his graduation here. He should understand that these colleges in India are there for him. There are a lot of colleges facing this problem. It's not only I'm sure you would have heard a lot of engineering colleges in Punjab and a lot of other colleges that opened in the past. Where are you from, Rupinder? Punjab?
Yeah, I'm from Punjab.
You're from Punjab.
Yeah.
So you would be well aware with the number of colleges that opened up at some point of time.
Yeah.
And the government gave sanctions. Half the colleges don't have students coming in.
Yeah, mostly private colleges don't have students right now.
Why is that?
Yeah.
Because of the fact that a student is not studying here. He is going abroad. He is looking for that admission to take the same amount. And the day that stops, the day that they come into your mind that, see, at the end of the day, it's more expensive going abroad. He's spending like 25, 30 lakhs.
Yeah, minimum 20 to 25 lakhs.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And if he's studying here, he's only spending maximum 3.5. If he's going to engineering, 7 lakhs.
Yes, 7 to 8 lakhs.
Which is, I think that's the maximum, right?
Yeah.
Uske beyond, us bacche ne kharcha nahi kar.
Yeah.
Aage jaake, I would say to every child in this vicinity and around that study your basics in India. Go for specialization abroad. That's where you will learn more and where you will gain more. Go for a master's or a postgrad program abroad. You will spend 1 year, 1.5 years, which is not going to be too difficult. And then you will have that added to your CV. You will save money. You will give India also a boost in its education sector. You will be able to support the economy of the education sector by studying in India. See, down south, this problem does not exist. Mumbai, it does not exist. It only exists here up in the north. It is only a problem in the north. So, down south, all the colleges, all the universities, they're all flourishing because of the fact the students are ready to study there. They want to complete their graduation. Yes, they all go abroad. I mean, I would say so many South Indians, so many other factions actually go abroad and they settle abroad because they've got their bases right. A 12th class student who's just passed out, he is not actually ready to be going abroad and being able to give that much that he's required to do because he has not learned. Because schooling here is so much different from their schooling. And there he finds it a challenge then. But he doesn't realize and he doesn't perform well. यहाँ पे जो 80-90% वाला student है, वहाँ जाके वो 50% बन जाता है. I don't know, I may be wrong, but this is what my perspective is. You can correct me there. You've been hearing a lot of people right now on this matter.
Yeah.
And you can give me an insight if I'm wrong or right about it. I'm not very sure. But this is what I believe.
Yeah, just. And the next thing is, anything more would you like people to know about your college that they may not know about your college, about the IHM Bhatinda?
Especially for this region. Again, I'm repeating, especially from this region. Nobody knows what is hotel management.
Yeah.
They have no idea what is hotel management and what can it get them. So yes, I would try and tell everybody, please look into this course. It is a very professional, very well versed out course. Yes, along the way, it will give you a skill development. One, today, I'm going to give you an example. I have 5 to 6 students who during this pandemic obviously did not get jobs. and they didn't know what to do. So, but they said, we're not sitting at home, ma'am. I said, yes, why will you sit back at home? So most of them, they barely with no experience in their hands, have started little bakery shops. They are selling out sandwiches, they're selling burgers, they're selling, kind of grilled sandwiches and things like that. One girl is doing chocolates because she thinks I can make chocolates and the students are buying her chocolates and she's doing her own thing. One boy has a vegetable shop because his father was doing that. He's upgraded vegetable shop to make an online portal and he's supplying vegetables now with the international flair, giving those kind of vegetables that the local vendor would not give. For example, all your English vegetables or your vegetables required. Because his knowledge increased by doing hotel management, he's being able to put it in his shop and improve his father's business.
Yeah, that's the thing.
And a lot of students have done that, which is really nice at the end of the day.
So thanks a lot, ma'am, for giving us the interview. We thanks to you a lot from the depth of our hearts, and we wish you good health. And thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot, ma'am.
Thank you. I hope it was fruitful enough for you too, and whatever you were looking for.
Yeah.
And I managed to, get my message across, and you got the message you wanted.
Yeah. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much, Mr. Rupinder.
Thank you.